Welcome to day 59 of our Bible reading plan. We're reading Exodus chapter 28, Job chapter 17, Mark chapter 3, verse 1 to verse 12, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 1 to verse 14, and Psalms chapter 59. We're reading from the Berean Standard Bible, Exodus chapter 28. Next, have your brother Aaron brought to you from among the Israelites, along with his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, to serve me as priests. Make holy garments for your brother Aaron, to give him glory and splendor. You are to instruct all the skilled craftsmen whom I have filled with a spirit of wisdom to make garments for Aaron's consecration, so that he may serve me as priest. These are the garments that they shall make: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these holy garments for your brother Aaron and his sons, so that they may serve me as priests. They shall use gold, along with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and fine linen. They are to make the ephod of finely spun linen, embroidered with gold, and with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. It shall have two shoulder pieces attached at two of its corners, so it can be fastened, and the skillfully woven waistband of the ephod must be of one piece, of the same workmanship, with gold, with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and with finely spun linen. Take two onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the remaining 6 on the other, in the order of their birth. Engrave the names of the sons of Israel on the 2 stones, the way a gem cutter engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in gold filigree settings. Fasten both stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod as memorial stones for the sons of Israel. Aaron is to bear their names on his 2 shoulders as a memorial before the Lord. Fashion gold filigree settings and 2 chains of pure gold made of braided cord work, and attach these chains to the settings. You are also to make a breastpiece of judgment with the same workmanship as the ephod. Construct it with gold, with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and with finely spun linen. It must be square when folded over double, a span long and a span wide, and mount on it a setting of gemstones, 4 rows of stones. In the first row, there shall be a ruby, a topaz, and an emerald. In the second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. In the third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. And in the fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. Mount these stones in gold filigree settings. The 12 stones are to correspond to the names of the sons of Israel, each engraved like a seal with the name of one of the 12 tribes. For the breastpiece, make braided chains like cords of pure gold. You are also to make gold rings and fasten them to the 2 corners of the breastpiece. Then fasten the 2 gold chains to the 2 gold rings at the corners of the breastpiece, and fasten the other ends of the 2 chains to the 2 filigree settings, attaching them to the shoulder pieces of the ephod at the front. Make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the other 2 corners of the breastpiece on the inside edge next to the ephod. Make 2 additional gold rings and attach them to the bottom of the 2 shoulder pieces of the ephod on its front, near its seam, just above its woven waistband. The rings of the breastpiece shall be tied to the rings of the ephod with a cord of blue yarn, so that the breastpiece is above the waistband of the ephod and does not swing out from the ephod. Whenever Aaron enters the holy place, he shall bear the names of the sons of Israel over his heart on the breastpiece of judgment as a continual reminder before the Lord, and place the Urim and Thummim in the breastpiece of judgment, so that they will also be over Aaron's heart whenever he comes before the Lord. Aaron will continually carry the judgment of the sons of Israel over his heart before the Lord. You are to make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth, with an opening at its top in the center. Around the opening shall be a woven collar with an opening like that of a garment, so that it will not tear. Make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn all the way around the lower helm, with gold bells between them, alternating the gold bells and pomegranates around the lower hem of the robe. Aaron must wear the robe whenever he ministers, and its sound will be heard when he enters or exits the sanctuary before the Lord, so that he will not die. You are to make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it as on a seal, holy to the Lord. Fasten to it a blue cord to mount it on the turban. It shall be on the front of the turban, and it will be worn on Aaron's forehead, so that he may bear the iniquity of the holy things that the sons of Israel consecrate with regard to all their holy gifts. It shall always be on his forehead, so that they may be acceptable before the Lord. You are to weave the tunic with fine linen. Make the turban of fine linen and fashion an embroidered sash. Make tunics, sashes, and headbands for Aaron's sons, to give them glory and splendor. After you put these garments on your brother Aaron and his sons, anoint them, ordain them, and consecrate them, so that they may serve me as priests. Make linen undergarments to cover their bare flesh, extending from waist to thigh. Aaron and his sons must wear them whenever they enter the tent of meeting or approach the altar to minister in the holy place, so that they will not incur guilt and die. This is to be a permanent statute for Aaron and his descendants. Our next reading is Job chapter 17. My spirit is broken. My days are extinguished. The grave awaits me. Surely mockers surround me, and my eyes must gaze at their rebellion. Give me, I pray, the pledge you demand. Who else will be my guarantor? You have closed their minds to understanding, therefore you will not exalt them. If a man denounces his friends for a price, the eyes of his children will fail. He has made me a byword among the people, a man in whose face they spit. My eyes have grown dim with grief, and my whole body is but a shadow. The upright are appalled at this, and the innocent are stirred against the godless. Yet a righteous one holds to his way, and the one with clean hands grows stronger. But come back and try again, all of you, for I will not find a wise man among you. My days have passed, my plans are broken off, even the desires of my heart. They have turned night into day, making light seem near in the face of darkness. If I look for Sheol as my home, if I spread out my bed in darkness and say to corruption, you are my father, and to the worm, my mother or my sister, where then is my hope? Who can see any hope for me? Will it go down to the gates of Sheol? Will we go down together into the dust? Now we're going to read Mark chapter 3, verse 1 to verse 12. Once again, Jesus entered the synagogue, and a man with a withered hand was there. In order to accuse Jesus, they were watching to see if he would heal on the Sabbath. Then Jesus said to the man with the withered hand, stand up among us. And he asked them, which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil, to save life or to destroy it? But they were silent. Jesus looked around at them with anger and sorrow at their hardness of heart. Then he said to the man, stretch out your hand. So he stretched it out, and it was restored. At this, the Pharisees went out and began plotting with the Herodians how they might kill Jesus. So Jesus withdrew with his disciples to the sea, accompanied by a large crowd from Galilee, Judea, Jerusalem, Idumea, the region beyond the Jordan, and the vicinity of Tyre and Sidon. The large crowd came to him when they heard what great things he was doing. Jesus asked his disciples to have a boat ready for him so that the crowd would not crush him. For he had healed so many that all who had diseases were pressing forward to touch him. And when the unclean spirits saw him, they fell down before him and cried out, "You are the Son of God." But he warned them sternly not to make him known. Now we're going to read 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 1 to verse 14. Am I not free? Am I not an apostle? Have I not seen Jesus our Lord? Are you yourselves not my workmanship in the Lord? Even if I am not an apostle to others, surely I am to you. For you are the seal of my apostleship in the Lord. This is my defense to those who scrutinize me. Have we no right to food and to drink? Have we no right to take along a believing wife, as do the other apostles and the Lord's brothers? And Cephas, or are Barnabas and I the only apostles who must work for a living? Who serves as a soldier at his own expense? Who plants a vineyard and does not eat of its fruit? Who tends a flock and does not drink of its milk? Do I say this from a human perspective? Doesn't the law say the same thing? For it is written in the law of Moses, "Do not muzzle an ox while it is treading out the grain." Is it about oxen that God is concerned? Isn't he actually speaking on our behalf? Indeed, this was written for us, because when the plowman plows and the thresher threshes, they should also expect to share in the harvest. If we have sown spiritual seed among you, is it too much for us to reap a material harvest from you? If others have this right to your support, shouldn't we have it all the more? But we did not exercise this right. Instead, we put up with anything rather than hinder the gospel of Christ. Do you not know that those who work in the temple eat of its food, and those who serve at the altar partake of its offerings? In the same way, the Lord has prescribed that those who preach the gospel should receive their living from the gospel. Our next reading is Psalms chapter 59. Deliver me from my enemies, O my God. Protect me from those who rise against me. Deliver me from workers of iniquity, and save me from men of bloodshed. See how they lie in wait for me. Fierce men conspire against me, for no transgression or sin of my own, O Lord. For no fault of my own, they move swiftly to attack me. Arise to help me and take notice. O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish all the nations. Show no mercy to the wicked traitors. Selah. They return in the evening, snarling like dogs and prowling around the city. See what they spew from their mouths, sharp words from their lips. For who can hear us? But you, O Lord, laugh at them. You scoff at all the nations. I will keep watch for you, O my strength, because you, O God, are my fortress. My God of loving devotion will come to meet me. God will let me stare down my foes. Do not kill them, or my people will forget. Scatter them by your power and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. By the sins of their mouths and the words of their lips, let them be trapped in their pride, in the curses and lies they utter. Consume them in wrath, consume them till they are no more, so it may be known to the ends of the earth that God rules over Jacob. Selah. They return in the evening, snarling like dogs and prowling around the city. They scavenge for food and growl if they are not satisfied. But I will sing of your strength and proclaim your loving devotion in the morning. For you are my fortress, my refuge in times of trouble. To you, O my strength, I sing praises. For you, O God, are my fortress, my God of loving devotion. May the Lord bless the reading and hearing of his word.